Hi guys, James at RampantLionReviews again for you today with another beer review. For this one we are going to return to Spain for the first time in quite a wee while, Catalunya to be precise, and we're returning to Barcelona, and I've not reviewed anything from this brewery in quite a wee while. So we're going to return to Edge Brewing Company, and this one is their Brass Knuckles, which comes in at 9.2% ABV, and this one is an American strong ale, which is quite an interesting beer style that you don't come across too often. Usually it's a big kind of bready, caramelly, malty sort of thing, but I'm really looking forward to this one. I should also point out that this beer was originally a collaboration with Brewfist from Lombardia in Italy as well, so I will tell you a little bit about that brewery as well in this review, but really looking forward to this one. This one of course was one that we got through the små partiers here in Systembolaget in Sweden, so should be a really good beer. We do get some very good ones through that, and it is cool to see more Spanish beers making their way across Europe. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy my take on this beer, and it is cool to return to both of these breweries after quite some time. So anyway, as is usual with my beer reviews then, I'll tell you a little bit about the breweries involved here. If you want to get straight to the tasting, just fast forward. All the usual links are in the description below. That's the brewery websites, linked to my other reviews that I've done both from Brewfist and from Edge Brewing Company. Hopefully I can add some more in the very near future. There's all the usual social media. If you want to see more beer reviews, do consider subscribing to the channel. The whole channel of course has a geography based tagging system, so you can go into the homepage and search for beer based on country, city or state, whatever it is you're interested in. Do check out the playlist of beers from different countries. There are ones there both from my Spanish beer reviews and from my Italian ones as well, and those are being added to every so often of course, but as always please do get in touch and let me know some of the other beers and breweries that you guys would like to see me review, especially if you're watching from Catalunya, Spain or indeed Italy as well. It's always great to hear from you guys, and the support that you give the channel is hugely appreciated. So anyway, to tell you a little bit about Edge Brewing Company first off then. So Edge Brewing are based in Barcelona in Catalunya in the northeastern part of Spain, and this brewery was founded back in 2013 by two Americans, Scott Vanover and Alan Shepard, who wanted to bring American craft brewing to Europe, and when they visited Europe they were quite excited in particular by Spain, and in particular like Catalonia and Barcelona. They said that the craft beer scene in Barcelona was very, very young, and that was in particular what excited them about the city. But with them they brought American craft brewing equipment and various different recipes that had been developed from their time as home brewers. So their brewery is now located in the Pobla Nou district of the city, and they have their own bar on site, and they offer brewery tours where Alan is often present. So the head brewer, Alan Shepard, is from Florida, and apparently he's done work with around 350 different breweries worldwide, and in the brewery he uses imported Yakima Valley hops and yeast from White Labs in San Diego, which is often flown in overnight on express, which is quite an interesting thing. They're very insistent on the quality of their ingredients, but they also treat the water before it goes into the beers as well, and I think they treat it so the beers kind of have that sort of Californian mouthfeel to them. But they're a very good brewery. The last beer I had from these guys I really enjoyed, and this is somewhere that I do need to go and visit sometime. I need to go to Barcelona and have a trip around Spain and just explore it a little bit more. Catalonia is supposed to be a very beautiful part of the world of course as well, so it's somewhere that I really need to go, and there's some very exciting beers coming out both of Catalunya and of Spain itself. So yeah, if you want to learn more about this brewery, of course check out the brewery website in the description below, but pretty much pick a style of beer from these guys and there's a very good chance that you will enjoy it. So anyway, just a little bit about Brewfist as well then. Like I mentioned, this beer was originally a collaboration with them. So Brewfist are a small brewery based in the Lombardia region in northern Italy. It was founded back in 2010 by three friends who had a passion for craft beer. So Pietro Di Pilato is one of the founders and the head brewer, and he says that they're part of a new generation of Italian brewers and a market that really is beginning to thrive in Italy, and that's quite apparent actually with the number of craft breweries that are coming out of there recently. But Pietro apparently spent time gaining brewing experience at Fuller's Brewery in England before he launched Brewfist's flagship beer, and this of course is the Spaceman IPA, and that is one that I've reviewed before and I highly recommend that you check out. That one really is considered one of the kind of pioneering Italian craft beers, and quite rightly so. It is a really, really nice beer and I highly recommend it. So the brewery are based in Codogno in Lombardia in Italy, and they've actually got they have been constantly expanding their brewery over the last little while as well, and they do have an on-site tap room as well I believe, which is called Terminal 1. So if you find yourself in the Lombardia region in Italy, go to Codogno and try some of these Brewfist beers, because that's another brewery that are really good, and that's what excites me about this one, is the fact that you've got two very good breweries from two good brewing countries that are coming together. And both Spain and Italy, it's actually quite hard to get their beers outside of either of these countries. There's very few of the breweries do make it outside, so it's somewhere, both of those places are places that I need to go and visit and explore a little bit more. But two very good breweries involved here, and as I say, I hope you enjoy my take on this beer. With Brewfist as well, you'll find the links to the brewery website in the description below. But anyway, let's get on to the tasting section of this video then. So yeah, the usual artwork from Edge Brewing on this one. Really nicely presented. I do like the artwork that they put on theirs. So it says "Love Beer" on the knuckle dusters there that the woman has, and it says Edge Brewing was founded in 2014 by two American expats who were captivated by the wonders of Barcelona and the exciting European craft beer revolution. With a state-of-the-art brewery and the finest ingredients, we began our journey. We've come to explore. Come join us. So brace yourself, because Brass Knuckles delivers a seriously complex flavour combo. First you'll be hit by sweet molasses, then knocked off your feet by toffee maltiness, only to be thrown in the ring again for a pungent hop attack. The IBUs on this one are 66 apparently, and it doesn't tell you exactly what hops and things they've used in this one. But yeah, really nice artwork on this. I do like how this is presented. The typical Edge Brewing artwork, and of course the Edge Brewing symbol is on the bottle cap of this one. So yeah, without further ado then, let's get this guy out and we'll get on with the tasting then. Really looking forward to having a go at this beer. So yeah, nice smoky opening there, and I'll tell you right away, you can smell some of these nice kind of bready malts and everything. This one's going to be a really lovely beer, but at 9.2% it will be a bit of a beast, and that's one of the things that you have to watch with a number of these sort of American style craft beers. They really can be ridiculously easy drinking. So yeah, as you can see with this one, if I hold this up to the light, it's actually poured a really kind of dark, almost ruby colour, to be honest. It's got a nice sort of ruby tint to this one, a very dark orangey ruby colour. There's a solid finger and a half, nearly 2 fingers of a frothy beige cream coloured head on this one. There's a few little bits of sediment just floating around in this one, some big bubbles sticking towards the side of the glass, and quite a few little ones just going up towards the bottom of that head there. But overall it looks really nice. As I say, if I hold it up to the light, it's a nice sort of reddish, almost ruby chestnut colour. It looks like a very, very nice beer. But yeah, it looks really good. You can smell some of these lovely kind of bready malts coming off this one just as you move it around. But let's have a closer look at the aroma then and see how we get on. Oh yeah, that smells really nice. So yeah, as I was mentioning with this one, with this style you should expect some big bready kind of toasty caramel sort of things, and you can really smell that in this beer. There's a lot of dark toasted caramel to this one. Not sure if there's some treacle or molasses in there as well. It does have a little bit of that darker sort of brown sugar element to it as well. There's some biscuit in there. Interestingly as well, it's got some kind of woody and nutty undertones coming out too. That gives the beer just a little added bit of complexity. It smells really, really nice. Yeah, you can smell some of the nice piney resinous hops in this one. Not quite sure exactly what hop they would have used in this, but it reminds me a little bit of maybe Columbus or Chinook. It's definitely got a bit of that pine resin character to it. There's a little bit of citrusy character in there as well. You can smell some kind of red fruity ester as well. That makes me think it's maybe Columbus that they've used in this one, because you do get a little bit of red fruit from that actually in certain kinds of beer, of course, depending on the malt base. But yeah, some red fruity characters. I think it's maybe a sort of raisiny and kind of figgy note that's coming out of this one. There is a little bit of citrusy character, but a lot of pine, a good bit of pine resin in there, maybe a touch earthy as well. And some good floral, kind of spicy floral aromaticity as well. But it smells like a really nice beer, this one, and it's a very interesting style, like I said, that you don't come across too often. But as I always say, just take a little bit of time and enjoy the aroma of the beer before you actually try it, because that's half the experience with craft beer, of course. But let's get stuck into this one then. So this one is the Brass Knuckles from Edge Brewing Company, originally brewed as a collaboration beer with Brewfist from Lombardia in Italy. Slange. That's really nice. Yeah, it's really quite a dark beer, this one. It's It's really interesting. There's a lot of piney resin character just attacking the edge of my tongue there as I try this one. I should have said salute, of course, and salud for Spanish and Italian with this one. My apologies for that. That's a good beer. It's not what I'm used to right enough, but as a beer reviewer, that's what you always want. You want beers that are going to test your palate and be a bit different in comparison to what you've had before. But I like how this one comes across. It's a lot hoppier than I was expecting, actually. So as I always say, sugar the beer around your palate and let your whole mouth adjust to this one before you start analysing the flavour too much. But with this one, it's got a nice brown bready malt base to it. There's a lot of cereally and grainy character coming out in the middle of the palate there. On top of that, you can get some of the slightly sweeter biscuity malt. There's a bit of richer caramel in the middle of the palate too. But yeah, it's a really interesting beer, this one. It's not like anything else I've come across, to be honest, or that I can think of in recent memory. But as you progress further and further into the aftertaste, there's a little bit of a sort of woody and kind of nutty character comes out of this one, which is quite interesting. It's got a good bit of complexity in that malt base there. Maybe a little bit of a kind of leathery flavour as well. There's quite a bit going on in this beer to keep track of, to be honest. But it's really nice how all the flavours blend together. But yeah, I just like how everything goes together in this one. The hoppy side of things is what you'd expect. In the back corners of the palate, there's a little bit of earthiness. As you come further forward, there's a little bit of floral and spicy character, some pine resins there, a little bit of grassy hop as you go round the front curve of the tongue. And then the fruity side of this one's very interesting as well. That kind of floral bitter character really actually, as you move further into the aftertaste, it spreads around the front curve of your palate as well. It's a really... This is just a very unusual beer for me. I've not tried many of these American strong ales. It's a style that I probably need to make an effort to review more of, actually. But yeah, there's a good bit of citrusy character this one. As I always say, if you go behind the front curve of your palate, that's where you get these nice fruity esters coming out of the beer. So you'll just feel that little oily bubble. There's some grapefruity notes just underpinning that aspect of the beer, and that goes well with the sort of floral pine resins. It does make me think they've maybe used Chinook in this one right enough, because of the way the pine resins are. And it could at the same time, it could be Columbus, I think. But you can feel some sort of grapefruity character just underpinning that beer. There's a little bit of normal kind of citrus in there too, but as you progress further and further into the aftertaste, you get a sort of figgy red fruit ester coming out of the beer too. Like, you've seen how long it was since I took a sip. At this point, I'm getting the grapefruits kind of lingering there with the pine resins. And some of the red fruity esters are coming out as well. Some of the malt base, the bready and sort of grainy characters are sitting there as well. And that little bit of spicy character that the beer has, it all goes together quite well. The spiciness from the kind of grainy aspects of the malt base, it goes well with the pine resins and also with the sort of grapefruity notes that are coming out of this beer. Everything just goes together in this one really quite well. But I certainly wouldn't hesitate to drink this one again. To me, it's quite an unusual style. Usually I'm used to the American IPAs and stuff that have a bit of caramel. The malt base in this one, for me, is what sets it apart, because it is, in a way, it's a little bit more like a kind of English, a sort of traditional English malt base. It's got that grainy character to it and a bit of the sweetness as well. So it's almost, to me, this is almost like an American hopped bitter, if that makes sense, which is quite interesting. As I say, it's not something I've come across too often, but I certainly wouldn't hesitate to drink this one again, and I would love to try it on tap just to see how it comes across. But overall, you know, it's a really nice beer, and both Brewfist and Edge have done a nice job with this one, and you wouldn't expect anything less from either brewery, of course. Both have earned their reputations for a reason. So yeah, if you like the sort of flavours I'm describing in this one, I'm not sure what to compare it to, or to say, oh, if you like that beer, you will enjoy this one. This one's very unusual for me. To me, it comes across as a sort of almost like an English bitter. It has that sort of English bitter malt base, but just a little bit sweeter, to be honest with you, sweeter and boozier. with the American hops. So if that sounds like it ticks the boxes for you, then I think you will quite enjoy this beer. But yeah, that's nice. So yeah, in terms of the mouthfeel of this one then, to me this guy is probably a mid-bodied beer, probably at the top end of mid-bodied, to be quite honest. The carbonation's quite smooth, it is a bit of an oily mouthfeel that's coming out of this one. There's a good bit of sweetness there in the malt base, but like I said, there's a bit of grainy sort of toasty bitter thing going on with this one. There's a good bit of hoppy bitterness as well, and then there's just a little bit of juicy fruit. But to me, this beer's a little bit dry in its mouthfeel actually, and that suits it, to be honest. As I said, the pine resins, the sort of grainy aspects of the malt base, and the darkness that you get from the grapefruit in this one all go together really quite well. So yeah, it's a really interesting beer, and as I say, as a beer reviewer, you want things that are a little bit unusual and that are going to test your palate. So yeah, this is a really interesting one. So the Brass Knuckles, an American strong ale at 9.2%. I should point out as well, the alcohol in this one, it isn't too apparent. You can tell that it's a stronger beer, but it's not got much in the way of alcohol burn or anything like that. To me, it just comes across really as a quite interesting beer. So try this one if you get the chance. But yeah, thank you for watching my beer reviews. Until the next time, please like, subscribe, share, all the usual YouTube stuff. If you have tried this beer before, let me know your own thoughts on it in the comment section below. Let me know what other beers I should try from Brewfist and from Edge Brewing. I think this is only my second review from Edge Brewing actually, so I do need to make an effort and review more of their beers, but it's been great to return to both of these breweries after quite a long time and review something that's quite as interesting as this, so I'm sure I'll return to them in the near future. But thank you again for watching, and I will catch you guys very soon. Until the next time, salute, salut, slangy just now, and I will catch you guys very soon. The Brass Knuckles, an American strong ale from Edge Brewing Company in Barcelona, and Brewfist in Lombardia in Italy. Slangy just now.